hello, good morning, I love you, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you come from in this space and time. This is an energy reading for people who are looking to come into the power of themselves, that have transformed from a different version of themselves that they once knew, and have balanced the energy of darkness and light within their own being to come into a new understanding of truth. My name is April. I love you. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. That Emperor is trying to show again. Coming into this spiritual strength. Our vulnerability is cloaked so that we can light our path and have our shadows integrate into the sacredness of our being. Oh, crap. The High Priestess is coming into my lap, but I've dropped like half the deck on the floor. Oh, I guess it wasn't that much. So we have the Three of Materials. This is trying to bring in multiple consciousnesses to weave together a path that is strong enough to bring you into a place of the unknown. You know what you have to do about it. You know where the light source is coming from. You can intuit what is behind the curtain. One person is bringing trauma. One person is bringing powered sexuality, and one person is bringing the truth of love. Can we combine these energies to come into a place of understanding? This consciousness that is in the loving frequency seems to be in line. Oh, I guess that's what that one's in line too. It's in line too. Each of these beings is in line, but it's as what degree. We're trying to come together in a united power at the end, where each of our strands flows into a combination of consciousnesses. Is this three people learning how to merge their consciousnesses into power? So I have the Tower. This tower is a little bit different because it's coming from the sky. It is bright. It is fast. It doesn't stay for long, but all the pieces are sure to fall after. And those look like slate. They look like obsidian, volcanic ash, or volcanic stone. This is breaking down a structure that was once overhead, something that was trapping the goodness from getting in. There was a darkness looming overhead that is being, So I was trying to figure out what this is at the bottom, but it's someone backflipping off the cliff. which is it's making you go deeper underground. The reverberation is like echo into the void. Excuse me. I don't know if I can get it so you can see the cards, but whatever. There is a uniqueness to your truth, with the Pegasus being something that is a mythical being. The finish line that was just give me a second. Others thought this finish line was above a space that you could reach. Here's that yellow consciousness. Is the sun. You're breaking through a limitation placed on your completion of this project based on those little dots are all over here too. Imprints. I see each of these little dots as an imprint of somebody else's idea upon a storyline that you were to complete. The truth, how you could truthfully complete a collaboration with other people without bringing it all down. There is a piece of information that you are in the knowing of that is shocking to the others once you unveil the unique piece of the puzzle. Okay, so I don't know. None of my cards were upside down before. And these came in sideways. Okay, so I have Jupiter? I'm saying Jupiter is the blue planet, I'm guessing. So at this time, you are amidst the chaotic emotions of this unfreezing of the waters that also cause ripples of consciousness as they add depth to the pool, the depth here. And at this time, you are not being assisted by the universe, which is right here. 88 being the universe. It did come in on its side. So you're not seeing the strength that you have to get out of your mental imprisonment yet. It's coming. The sun is here again. The yellow consciousness, the Leo, the confidence, the power, the control, the dominance, the caring for self, that this wave of emotion is coming into this diamond strength once this is uprated. The universe is going to assist you, but you have to be able to put this behind you and put this behind you. You have to feel the emotions that were once frozen inside your own essence, so you can expand to the strength the universe is backing you for, to move you into a calmer state of being. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Materials. Queen of Materials was on the bottom, or it was in the 1 minute reading the other day, about the expanded consciousness, the version of the expanding consciousness. See, she's bringing in that pink. She's got way more pink than red. Pink, pink, pink. So you, in the real world, are providing a loving consciousness for the destruction of a unique path, plan, prayer, a unique emotion which allows the universe, because this is the universe, this is being guided by your guides, your spirit team, your angels, your archangels, someone who is massively larger than you are. Even though you could be as massive as this in this lifetime. Use your intuition in this state where you feel like you're bound, where you're fragmented. Because these could be like, okay, I'm going on a radio dial, and you can get the, oh, there's the dots again. I didn't notice this deck had the dots. The dots are on here too. I'm on a radio dial, and I'm like trying to get the station, and I can go past where I want, the clearest station, and still hear it again, but not in the fullest expression. And I can go past the radio station again, and I can hear it again, but it's not as full as if I go back to, then I can hear it in the resonance that it was supposed to be delivered. It is a broken signal. But with the High Priestess coming out first, you do not need the signal. All you need is to go into your inner light. This was scripted in ancient text, in your emotional capacity. See how her sweater emanates the same kind of pattern as the ripple of the water, because she is in her emotions. You may have there's two other consciousnesses that are trying to be witnessed through this thawing that allows you to expand. This may be happening in the spring as a timeline. Okay, so I took that too. Healing past the cycles of darkness. Oh, and there's all that beating again. The cleanse and purification of the sacral chakra with the sands. Maybe we have gone to a space where we have allowed nature to purify the soul, and this is what's causing the thaw. We have taken the proper steps to deconstruct any mental blockages that were placed upon our path to create chaos for our consciousness. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. I hope that, yes, sit in those emotions. These emotions are what allow your tree of life to flow. The cup could be half full or the cup could be half empty. Either way, it is bringing you to the light of your existence. There is no longer, see the dots are usually white. Up here the dots are dark, stating that this darkness has caved in so that you can enter into these clouds and pass the unique finish line that your emotional pool was meant to complete. So we have the universe as 8-8, but I never noticed that 16 is an 8-8. And this is also the universe. When the tower comes in, it's the universe saying you didn't move. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to create the chaos, and I'm going to hold you in position until you get out of your own head in the improper way and get into your own head in the proper way through your emotional state. You need to expand that emotional state, the cloaking. This isn't really a cloaking, but it's still wearing a hat. And what's on the bottom? The Five of Pentacles. This Five of Pentacles is telling me that you have purified, you have rested, you have opened the doors so you have changed that radio dial so you can receive a new stream of consciousness. I'm just trying to see what's in the door. You're being cradled, even if it's a hard, destructive, needy. Let's see these two together. So this one is the radio station, like trying to get the dial in. But this one is where it actually looks like it's forming the music sheet. This to me is empty music sheet. So you get to rewrite the song of your consciousness because you have taken the time to purify. This is coming from a past life connected to Egypt time. The pyramids, connected to the pyramids. Connecting to the pyramids is allowing the truth of your expansion to flow through your emotional state. there any more that this deck wants to tell me? Coming into a balanced consciousness where no person, place, or thing gonna be able to throw you off. Okay. So I have the Magician. She is using power to create from the expression of creativity being downloaded from the universe. She is creating 4 options of a new mountain. So this is being turned upside down and being, oh, I guess not. It's already been brought down, right? Where it's opened up here, so we were able to come into this understanding. Now the mountain is turned we are seeing things in an inverted manner. This download also goes through to the earth. There is a little bit of water here too with the sands again. Being able to bring the creation through purified emotions into a state of truth and power. Coming into the emotional maturity where we are allowed to, here's the ripple again. This is we've cleared out this frequency, and now it is able to stream as the truth of consciousness, dark and light, and all this grayness has gone because our emotions were expressed. The 10 of emotions, and now we can connect to people in a proper state of sacredness. Connect. The veil. This is bringing in the crown, the throat, the sacral, the connection, the source, the light, the purified covering. Is white. So every state of your being has been purified in this new song of your consciousness, because you took the time to go through these hard emotions. 4, 5, 5, 6. Judgment was called on the mental constriction causing shadows in your consciousness. We burst out of the dark hole and replaced it with a loving frequency. A loving frequency is strength after the tower. The dark cycles were witnessed. Let's see. That was the Muse Tarot. This is the maps. And I have a different version of maps. I have the one without the borders. Yeah. So you've traveled through the ghost lands. You have reclaimed your frozen aspects trapped in time. You have reviewed how you wish to create your expansion in this reality. When we put the 5 of emotions and the 4 of emotions together, we get the 9 of emotions, which is wish fulfillment. We have another 9 coming in right here, which is the encouragement of motherhood. This may have been the plan all along. This may have been the wish fulfillment, to be able to have the loving relationship between parent and offspring. This may be why we were pulling so hard the download from source to emotionally mature, as to clear the pattern of toxicity and abandonment before it imprinted upon our young. Witnessing the cycle. Ghostland. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. 54. The last one. What's the last card? You are receiving a nudge in the right direction. And then I put it up, I held it up upside down on accident. And that says, a misstep isn't the end of the world. You've fallen into a trap of false courage. This is a trap. This is a trap created by yourself. It may have been, and only humility will lead you out. Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition on how to work with others, on how to expand your consciousness, on how to show up in a frequency of a loving consciousness over the trauma of the toxic soul. And this toxic garb that everybody's talking, the toxicness. It's a narcissist, it's a toxic relationship, no, they're all soul lessons. We either learn the lesson or we don't. And we're upset with ourselves that we were stuck in a cycle that wasn't good for us. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a toxic person or a toxic cycle. It means something was held out of the light by you or by another person. They are cycles of darkness because we could not see them through lighted glasses before. In this community, we need to walk away from the understanding or the idea that it's toxic, it's karmic, it's toxic, it was no good. It was no good because you weren't learning the lessons. You weren't invested in the highest version of yourself. You weren't invested in understanding the truth of the scenario. It says, being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. Don't become discouraged. All is well. You can always start again. Take another road and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. That's the consciousness. Put them on the bottom. Come out, wherever you are. Where love really blooms. This rose for me has been the consciousness for quite some time, because when the rose is in a bud, this is the equivalent of being in the dark. And when it blooms, that means your consciousness is open to the expansion brought on by Jupiter and the placements of Jupiter. Wait. I only have the Sun and Jupiter. Oh, I guess I have the Moon also with the High Priestess. Just remember to rely on your higher power. You will always get what you want, but Spirit knows your needs. And this is why they were holding you in this position, because you're trying to manifest a situation that is not needed for your happiness, for your emotional maturity, for your understanding of your own conscious in the real world, for how you connect to others, for how you view your emotional pool. Because in this, if you look, all of these cups were coming to you from a space of light, but you were seeing toxic patterns in a lighted space because you are hell-bent on being mentally trapped in a chaotic space of abandonment and destruction, because you fear thawing the emotional pool. Underneath this cycles is the Six of Emotions, and look, that inner child has Saturn, has the karma, and is playing with the karma. She's masked. It's causing sorrow and distress in that ripple of emotion. And it's time to observe from the sands, from a pure understanding of your consciousness, what trauma was really packed in that suitcase. Something better waits around the corner. Okay. I went a little bit over my time limit. I'm going to try to make shorter videos to try and catch some kind of a following against the blockages that I come up against on this channel. Someone. Again, the cards that want to come out. Be having the universe push you past any kind of obstacles, any kind of emotional obstacle, so you can finish this prayer and expose the repeated cycle. I want to thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. I got a rogue eyebrow. It gets covered up when I do wear makeup. Thank you for doing the thing. No, sorry, that's not mine. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for the encouragement to go into the ghost lands. It's not a very easy energy to try and unpack. But if you don't try to unpack it, the burden goes down to your children to relive the same cycle that you did, to repeat the same patterns and see the same results. Remember, people in your family that can only point out the weaknesses of others are not seeing that those faults also run through their genetic coding. So when you're at the holidays and everybody's eager to point out the flaws, the character flaws of another person, maybe it's over too many drinks or after some herb, when our consciousness gets really irritated at the mirror projected into us by another person. Our soul understands that that person is triggering our being, but our mind doesn't want to allow that triggering to be witnessed within inside our own self. We always want to say, they did it, they did it, they made me angry, they were the ones, they do it like this, they do it like this. But that's nitpicking on other people's flaws, because you, in fact, carry that flaw, is why you can see it. It is a match to a vibration, a match to a vibration that your soul carries. So this is the Emperor in this deck. It's a female, and what I'm speaking about, and for this card to come out, she is saying, like, look at me, I'm so much bigger than these patterns of dark and light, dark and light, dark and light. Those patterns of dark and light do not touch the grandness of my being. I walk in a different power, which is totally false. 3-3 on the bottom, and there's that dark cycle. Moving past those dark cycles. 3-3 on the bottom, emotionally ready to collaborate with others in an expanded consciousness. Bringing in the golden, that to me looks like a gong. Like sounding the golden alarm. Allowing your femininity and your ability to work in the moon cycle to bring out the intuition and the understanding of the beauty that the fire has. Weird. Been trying to express in your soul. There's been so many versions of yourself all trying to express this fire within you. But until you realize the pattern of darkness, darkness is only when you separate from your own agenda, when you separate from your own truth to accommodate a truth of another. Your soul fragments into a shadow aspect of self where now you work out of a lower frequency because you have downplayed your own ability to seek truth. You are seeking a lie on behalf of another because their idea and your idea could not coalesce. So instead of saying, you can, speaking up for yourself and saying, you can have your own idea and I can have my own idea and that is fine, we can still intermingle, you stated their idea was a stronger belief than your own idea. And that does it for my lesson of the day. Thank you for joining April. I love you.